Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to fill out the amendment to your plan of study. You'll find the amendment document at uprm.edu/English, mouse over the Graduate tab, and you'll see the link to student forms. On this page you'll see all the forms that you'll need during your Master's of Arts in English Education studies, and you'll see right here the amendment to the plan of study. Click on that and it will download this Microsoft Word document. It's important to use this form because the Office of Graduate Studies no longer accepts forms filled out by hand. So you'll need to download this fillable Microsoft Word form and fill it out on a computer and print it, okay? It's very important. OGS no longer accepts documents filled out by hand. I'm just going to walk you through this form and how to fill it out. Of course, you'll put your name, your student number, and your program will be MAEE, Master of Arts in English Education. For number 4, grado, you're going to look at the drop-down menu, and if you're choosing thesis, you'll click Maestría Plan 1, and if you're doing comps, you'll click Maestría Plan 3. You need to put your semester that you were admitted. If you were admitted during the first semester, what we call the first semester, you'll pick August, and second semester you'll pick January, and the year that you were admitted to the program. Next, you're going to click which type of amendment you're doing. You can do more than one thing on one amendment form. However, I wouldn't advise leaving all your amendments till the end and then doing a form. As you find the need to make amendments, do them in the semester that you discover that you need to make the amendment. The reason for this is that your plan of study is basically your program of study. That's what OGS uses to graduate you or not. So you want to make sure that your plan of study is completely up to date all the time so that when you get to graduation, you're ready to go. So you can amend your program about deficiencies, to co-validate credits from other institutions, to add courses that you took at our university before you were admitted, to make changes to the courses that you listed in your plan of study. For example, taking a course that comes up that was offered that you weren't expected to be offered, or a special topics course. Often students submit an amendment to their plan of study so that they can take advantage of special topics courses that are offered. Also, the number of credits that you're dedicating to your thesis or your project. If you're changing programs, it doesn't really apply to us, but that's what that one means. And finally, the composition of your graduate committee. Really, for us, the two most often submitted amendments are about the courses that you listed in your plan of study and the composition of your graduate committee. In number 7, you're going to describe the change that you're making just very briefly. For example, that you can do it in English or Spanish and just say, for example, you're changing the chair of your committee. And then the justification for the change does not have to be lengthy, be very brief. For example, you can just say that you decided to change your thesis topic and that's why you're changing your committee chair, or something just very simple. It doesn't have to be a long, involved, dramatic story. In this area, number 9, it's important that you fill out this form correctly. These little gray things are actually drop-down lists. So you're going to put the name of the person who's going to sign, and then choose their rank. Okay, so make sure you double check with your professors about what their rank is, what their degree was in. So usually in our department it's PhD, MA, or EDD. You'll have the professor sign and date, and then this is very important, the change that that person is making. So if you're submitting a plan of study and it's for changes to the courses that you're taking in your original plan, you can just put permanece and that's it, or you could even leave it blank. But if you're changing the composition of your of your committee, this is super important, okay? So if you put the chair here, like if you're changing your form or your plan of study to put a new chair in your committee, then you're going to put the new chair's name here and all the information, and then put entra. Okay, that's the person's entering. And then down here, you'll put the old chair's name and put sale or permanece if they're staying as a reader. Get it? Okay. Many people don't have co-chairs, so you can just leave that line blank. And here you can list everybody. So if you're changing your whole committee, you might fill all these things in with the entra y sale. Okay, but you have to list everybody, all the old people, all the new people. Everybody has to sign. Okay, get the signatures for area number 9 first. Then once you get to number 10, you sign yourself. The coordinator of the graduate program needs to sign, and the director of the department needs to sign in that order. Okay, so it's important the order of the signatures. Don't go ask the department chair before you have all the other previous signatures. This document is a very important document, so once it's signed, you should make a copy of it, or you can even have 2 copies signed. One of the original copy needs to go to the registrar's office, and another copy needs to go to OGS, or the Office of Graduate Studies. Of course, though, you should actually have 2 additional copies, one for the English department and one for yourself. Okay, so make 4 copies of the signed document. The original copy or the original document goes to the registrar, a copy goes to OGS, a copy goes to the department, and you keep a copy yourself. The copy for the department and for yourself is in case any forms get lost, you know that the department has a copy and that you have a copy. Please take copies of all the documents that you fill out and turn in that have to do with your program of study, and keep them in a safe place so that if there's any discrepancy between what the OGS says or what the department says and what you think is correct, that you have the documentation. If you have any questions about how to fill out this form, please see the chair of your committee or the graduate program coordinator.